You know, I never spoke about him until they indicted me. And once they indicted me, I can now just speak the way I want to speak. He's a corrupt person. He's a horrible president, the worst we've ever had. The happiest man in our
country team
today.
continuing to monitor this live speech. You're just listening to former President Trump in Michigan right now, and he's rallying for the first time since a judge ordered him to pay that $350 million in his civil fraud trial. And answering that question, if he would address that ruling tonight, he did. We heard him call the judge a crooked left-wing judge, a lunatic, calling the case a complete and total sham. We're continuing to monitor this. Kevin Cirilli, senior contributor with our partner, The Hill, joining us live right now. Kevin, thanks for being here, and let's jump right in. I know many were wondering if Trump would address the ruling. He absolutely did. Your reaction to the way that he is framing this ruling with his base tonight?
He's turned the courthouse into the campaign trail. He was defiant. He was, in many ways, pushing back. I mean, mimicking President Biden and really just pushing through, barreling through. Earlier today, Natasha, he was in Philadelphia where he actually unveiled a pair of Trump sneakers. I'm not sure if you guys saw this, but his campaign is now selling $400 worth of sneakers in order to get a pair. These are gold sneakers. It's like the new red MAGA hat, I guess. But, you know, look, I think as this case continues to move on, the Decision Desk HQ polls that I'm seeing over at thehill.com really illustrate that there are many independent voters who are particularly uneasy should Trump be found guilty in the January 6th case or in the Georgia case. But it has been, objectively speaking, a good few weeks for former President Donald Trump on the legal bills side, not so much. But in terms of the case at the Supreme Court, in terms of Fani Willis, who we mentioned down there in Georgia, he's been able to push through. So the money that he's having to pay, you know, from his perspective, from the campaign's perspective, it's not an issue that sticks around longer if he's reelected back to the White House.
Okay, I'm glad you're bringing this up. So you're saying Trump's hardcore fan base likely not swayed by yesterday's ruling, and we can actually hear the crowd just getting so stirred up as he is painting, you know, this witch hunt narrative that we've seen from him. Could this hurt him, though, with the undecided or moderate voters in an impactful way?
Yes. Absolutely, it could. But let's be blunt here, Natasha. He's up 10 percentage points in Michigan, which is a battleground state. And in Michigan specifically, that's a state that Biden needs to win back in order if he wants to keep the White House. The far left, the fringe left, the squad left has done more to hurt Biden in Michigan than any judge could do to help him against Donald Trump. And what do I mean by that? The far left has divided the Democratic base. You've got the far left, fringe left saying to support the terrorist group of Hamas and not to support Israel. That's divided a large Muslim population in Michigan, which is why Biden is polling so low in Michigan. But secondly to that, specifically as it relates to independent voters, there's about 18 plus or minus districts that Biden won that Republicans controlled. That is going to be very hard for Trump to win back those districts in the 2024 race for the White House if he is found guilty, because those swing independent voters who gave Trump a chance in 2016 and then flipped back to President Biden in 2020, you know, the polls that I'm looking at suggest that they don't like at all the legal drama surrounding Biden.
Kevin Cirilli, we always appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.